One thing to consider is that 40% of Americans are fat.
Yeah.
Is this rise of fat acceptance genuine, or just how a lot of corporations even manufacture memes? Like we hear Netflix do that to get traffic into like their new shows that they release. Do you think corporations have also created this fat acceptance movement to monetize a big base of the American population as new customers?
I think that's a great point, a great question. And honestly, the case might be there. There might be a point made. There might be something to back that up, what you're saying. And I truly think that, like you said, 40% of our population is fat. And so we have a demographic we need to meet. But I also do think that people see it, the body positive label, the fat acceptance label, the things like that, they see it as a marketing tactic as well. As someone who has a business background, I'm well aware that we don't really take into consideration everything marketing companies take into consideration. We don't think about what they're targeting and how they promote things to us. But 100%, fat acceptance is so much bigger. Fat liberation has been around for a really long time, but you're definitely seeing companies come into this. We're supporting and we're here to be inclusive, and it's definitely a trend to some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think like to kind of like back this example up is like Lululemon. I think they started releasing more like fat mannequins and stuff, but I think the CEO later kind of retracted it, saying like we don't want to sell to fat people. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that, but I actually support that more in the fact that he's at least being genuine and honest about it, and knows like the kind of customer base that he wants versus someone that's just trying to pander to maybe fat individuals like yourself to get more money. I'm curious on what you think about that.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I would much rather someone be genuine and be like, we don't want to serve fat people than pretend that they're inclusive and to try and scheme money out of fat people or people living in larger bodies. I think that's bullshit. And if you're gonna be honest and open that you don't agree with fat people or those aren't your target audience and your target market, then say that and stand on it. And but to roll something out, right? To roll something out and get a lot of people hopeful and get a lot of people also that comes with a lot of press, right? You get a lot of press opportunities when we're going to make fat mannequins and we're going to roll out extended sizes, and we see a lot of brands do that and then they backtrack shortly after, and they use different statistics from their data that they collect to back up those moves. But we never actually address the fact that what does that look like as a company? Is that good practice, right? So do I think they should have rolled anything out and then retracted it? Absolutely not. They shouldn't have done it in the first place. If they knew that that was their stance, they should take that into consideration and serve the target market that they're after, and that's it. I do appreciate though his honesty, because I would rather spend my money at a company that's like, hell yeah, we love fat people, than a company that's like, we like them when they benefit us, but not really. So I think that him standing on that, that's a good move. But we see it with Old Navy as well, right? They rolled out this huge extended sizes. They made a huge campaign. They included fat models and created representation. And our community was so freaking excited for not only, extended sizes, but financial accessibility, because Old Navy has clothes that are a lot less expensive than some of the other retailers that are plus size friendly. And then they rolled that campaign back, a year later, and they're pulling the clothes from their shelves. And I think that's a crock of shit. And I think that they should have never done it in the first place. If they didn't want to actually serve people and they weren't doing it with good intentions, then why waste the time doing it at all?